The old Pink House on Reynolds Square is the only surviving 18th century mansion in Savannah. Today it is one of Savannah's finest restaurants, but in 1776 it was a private home and a breeding ground for insurrection. The mansion is said to have been built in 1771 by James Habersham, a wealthy merchant, planter, and staunch loyalist. His sons, however, supported the growing independence movement. By 1775, the colonists were demanding greater freedom from British rule, leading to violent clashes in the street. Joseph, John, and James Habersham Jr. were all members of the Liberty Boys, a local group of pro-independence revolutionaries. Here in the old Pink House, they met in secret and plotted against the colonial government. During one meeting in January of 1776, they agreed to arrest the royal governor. A few weeks later, Joseph Habersham walked into the governor's mansion and put Governor James Wright under arrest. Wright was held by the colonials for a month until he escaped to a waiting British ship. Following the revolution, James Habersham Jr. inherited the residence. Habersham eventually sold the house, and over the years it served as a bank, office building, and bookstore. It was finally restored and turned into a world-class restaurant in the 1980s. Some people believe, however, that the ghost of James Habersham Jr. still watches over the old Pink House.
The Pink House restaurant is a very quaint place. One of the most charming eating places in all of Savannah. And of course, it is reported to have the spirit of James Habersham Jr. Wandering about, making sure that everything is fine, because he was very proud of this house.
James Habersham Jr. makes his presence known in many ways. The furniture in the dining room is mysteriously rearranged during the night. Candles are lit without human aid. Passers-by and guests have seen a man dressed in colonial attire who bears a strong resemblance to the oil portrait hanging in the front hall. At first, they think he is an employee, until he vanishes into thin air. Habersham is apparently a restless spirit. According to one local legend, his ghost also haunts the family plot in nearby Colonial Park Cemetery. The story goes that during the late 1800s, an Irish seamstress became entranced with a mysterious young man she had seen passing in the street. Intrigued, she decided to follow him one night. She trailed behind him as he walked into Colonial Cemetery and approached the Habersham family plot. While she watched, the man vanished into the night mist. She never saw the man again, but many Savannians believe that this was the spirit of James Habersham Jr., the revolutionary hero. Of course, Colonial Park is not the only graveyard with restless spirits.